Hello. Hey, welcome back. I'm just going to make an adjustment here. Welcome back to another episode of The Killing Fields. Today we are going to have a little chat about this ridiculous thing that the CIA and all the affiliated subsidiaries of Scum Incorporated keep doing. Which is this basic redirection and general lying to the public, deception and misinformation deliberately seeded in order to discredit anyone who's an actual targeted individual. So everyone might have heard that 60 Minutes did another little expose, and I'm getting sick of breaking these down because they're actually freaking disgusting. They're insulting and they're designed specifically to take power away from our testimony, and they're designed specifically to make us look crazy. That's why they're doing it. They want people to see this ridiculous seeding of information, and that's this article epitomizes it. There was actually, I should have actually done the video by the Giordano stars in again, because last time Giordano did a little appearance in one of these 60 Minutes, I tore him apart because he deserves to be torn apart, because he's no savior. He's no expert there with ethics like he likes to tell you. He's the devil, and the devil presents himself in a pleasing form, and that's what we're dealing with there. He's Lucifer himself. Don't make no mistake. He helped them not only generate these weapons, but also formulate methodologies in order to discredit you while you are being cooked to death by the state. That's his job. He wants you. He sat in front of military staff, military and treasonous military and intel, and taught them the methods that they would use to discredit you. How they would make your story look ridiculous. And it's very simple. Let's just go through this article, shall we? Havana syndrome, which of course that's just to start with. Havana syndrome. Havana syndrome. Let's talk about Havana syndrome. Can you tell me one Havana syndrome case where any of those people who allegedly had Havana syndrome heard voices? Welcome to number one. Misinformation and psyops. Why is it that 85% of people who are targeted in the general public all hear voices? And why aren't the intel or public officials who are being attacked with Havana syndrome hearing voices? Just have a think about that. It's not because we're crazy and they're not. That's what they want people to think. You see the psyop? It's very subtle. Oh, but we're doing something about the energy weapon attacks against our public officials and diplomats. What a load of shit. What they're doing is they're taking away the credibility from people who are being cooked by the state. The military is cooking us. The intel are all part of the treasonous takeover, globalist takeover that is occurring today, that is utilizing the telecommunications network, our cell towers, our satellites, Elon Musk's filthy satellites that have 6G adjacent technology in them and can form beams and pass it down through the roof of your house. And then you've got the chemtrails that pump out like tons and tons every single day of this shit. Look at it. Look at it. They're all earbuds just for scale. Look at this filthy stuff. Look at this shit. What does it do? You breathe it in. This is hydrogel. What about this stuff? Self-building. Like starts as dust, turns into these. Look, you can see the segments. Self-building in hot water builds before your eyes, mate. It magnetizes it, it attracts itself to itself and builds these amazing structures. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Wow, how amazing. This is all coming out of the sky, people. But it's not just in the sky. I found it in boxed water. You go and buy 10 litres of water and then you realise it's coming out of the taps. It's coming out of your taps. If you're catching rainwater, it's in your rainwater. It's in your chocolate. It's in your medications. It's in everything, people. And what's it for? It's to make you 5G reactive. That's right. Yes. Because this crap here, it radiate this. And what you can get is you can get electricity, you can get heat, and you can get vibration. All of these things. Isn't that amazing? Isn't technology just wonderful? So this is what we're inhaling, mind you. So all of these, none of these pieces I'm showing you here are visible by the naked eye, right? That's the size of a one earbud that you put in your ear. But these are too thin for you to see with the naked eye, unless it's in sunlight, and if it's in the sky, if it's in the air, and you get the right angle with the sun behind it, then you'll see them. And there'll be thousands of them. Why? Because they pump them out over our heads every single day, so we breathe them in. Now, why would you want to breathe? Why would they want you to breathe this in? Well, let's have a look at something, shall we? Let's look at this little graph that I found. Hang on. We'll just go into here, recents. Yeah, this is the one here. Let's bring that up, shall we? Can we open that, please? I'm not sure why this is doing this. All right, let's not be in F11 mode, shall we? Let's go up in this top corner and do this. All right, so why would they want you to breathe it in? Well, I know there's metal particulates in the cigarettes, like tiny little particles that go into your lungs. And every time I have a cigarette, I end up with a burning chest that when I cover or do this with, it all of a sudden resolves itself. Isn't that amazing? So what are we looking at? We're looking at Google Trends. And what we found is there appears to be a trend. Let me just bring this back in here. There appears to be a trend occurring here, isn't it? Ah, sorry, I'm having issues with logistics here. So there appears to be a trend occurring here in both heartburn, which is an upward trend, but what about hemorrhoids as well? So where would that come from? Wow, look at that giant leap. All upward trends though. Why would that be? Since 2005, why would we be seeing a consistent, very clear upward trend in both heartburn and hemorrhoids? Well, these fibres that I've just been showing you, they're quite amazing. They can be heated and they will get very, very hot. If I can find them again. Yeah, and if they're in your digestive tract, they can burn out the inside of your stomach. If they are in your lungs, that's what happens when they're on your skin, mind you. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, let's look at that now. Actually, if they're on your skin, they can do this. If they're under your skin, they can do this. If they are inside your organs, well, one can only imagine, but I think the figures kind of speak for themselves, don't they? If they are in your digestive tract, they could cause cancer inside the bowels. This is why they're saying people who are 45, oh, it's time for you to go get your bowel checked. This is why it's all over the television. That's not just because they care about you. That's because they want to get you on the old program, you know, where they pump a whole heap of chemicals into your body to try and get rid of the cancer. what the cancer that they've created that looks like that your medical professionals are going to call cancer, when in reality what it is repeated trauma to the inside of your stomach, your intestines, your bowels, your asshole. What happens over time? I can tell you what happens over time. Slowly but surely, you end up with something that looks like cancer. You'll have scarring on the inside of your asshole. You'll have scarring on the inside of your intestines. But guess what? There's no doctor that will identify it as what it is. There's no doctor that will tell you the truth about what that actually is. They're all taught to look for these symptoms and call it cancer or call it something else. Do you see? Anyway, so that's just that's a reality. And so that's what this heartburn is as well. And isn't it funny? Because so with the piles thing, I have a personal thing about that, because they always wait until I've just had a shit, and then because there's metal particulates in that shit, they can then enliven them. And if I haven't wiped my ass properly, then all of a sudden I've got a burning arsehole. And guess how I fix it? I go in, I go into the shower and I wash my arsehole, and guess what? It's gone. All that's gone. And I'm not eating spicy food. No spicy food. I'm not talking about spicy food here. I'm talking about inducing so much trauma inside the arsehole that I'm bleeding. And it's not piles. I don't have hemorrhoids. Excuse me. I don't know where they get in. But I definitely know what's going on here. Because it's obvious. So we breathe this shit in, and then it gets into our body, right? If it goes up through your nose and the particulates are small enough, it can go into your bloodstream. Once it's in your bloodstream, it can come out in your skin, it can come out into different parts or inside your organs. Once it's in your organs, they can enliven it with EMF activity and do what is like a cook. So they're cooking the inside of your body. And sure, they're not like going white hot and ripping holes through you, but they could. No, they prefer to do this slow. I actually had a part of my V2K, and it was Satan will cook you slowly. That's what the word said. I can show it to you actually. Satan will burn you slowly. That's what they're sending into my subliminals. Hey, that's funny, isn't it? Satan will burn you slowly. And guess what they were telling me? They were telling me exactly what they're doing. And I'm not like, affected by that. I mean, I am, but I don't really listen to their rubbish. It's all rubbish. But this is what's happening, people. There's a reason why they're pumping out all this crap into the air. And I completely notice when I've been exposed to it and how it affects my body. And yeah, as I've shown you, the actual evidence is that when it's on the skin, it burns holes in you. They can burn holes in you. They've done it only a few times where they've actually left a mark where it's blistered. So these are real pictures that have occurred after particulate exposure, and they've heated them up. That's what we're dealing with here. This is what microwave weapons can do. If they can make a particulate do that on your skin, what's it doing inside your body? Remember, microwaves just go straight through your body, right? They'll get a little bit dampened, like some absorption going on, but they can go through your body. Anyway, so yeah, we're being cooked by scum. Who are these people? Well, who has access to our telecommunication systems, satellites, through wall radar, military grade weaponry, and also controls the media so that you don't actually realize what's going on? Who are those? Who are those people? If you can figure out who those are, it shouldn't take much, really, should it? Really. I mean, really. And also controls your social media feeds, deletes all your old testimony off your page that's more than 2 years old, so that you thinking that you'll never go back and have a look, and then you go back and realize, wow, they've just deleted everything off my page. Isn't that funny? They just disappeared. And then hacks the system that we're using to try and gather evidence against them. That's right, one voice was hacked. Stephen's still MIA. It's a nasty little red one, isn't it? Some kind of weird fungus or something, I think. This is what they pump out over our heads, eh? And yeah, Stefan's missing. I mean, he hasn't contacted me for more than 24 hours. I've been trying to contact him for that whole time nearly. And I'm very concerned because the system's been hacked and a lot of people's profiles look like they've been deleted. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get it up, but I've got the source code here. And I will redeploy it. If Stephen's gone, I'll spend time making sure that we make a martyr of him because he has done amazing work on this system. And it is definitely the way for us to take these people, make these people accountable. We need to make them accountable. We can't just sit here whinging about it anymore. We need to take them in their own institutions. We need to take it into their courtrooms. We need to take it into the councils, to all the people. We need to be on our feet. We need to be soldiers. We need to be doing. We need to be putting it in their faces what we're going through. It's not good enough just to sit here on a screen because they control everything on your screen. They control what websites you see, what you see when you are on social media. They control what other people see of your material. They delete it when they wish. They have control. They're all in it together. They're all a big foul scum. They're all part of the Intel globalist collective of foul. They all rape children together. They all do sacrifices to get higher and higher in their little sexual perversions. So they all have blood oath together. Do you understand? It's a big club and you're not in it, as Carlin said. Good old George Carlin. Anyway, I've ranted long enough. All right. Big love to you all. Ciao.